Alright, so greetings everyone. Today I'll be showing us how visual indicators work in Excel. Um, Visual indicators make your data easy to interpret at a glance. I'm using colors, bars, and icons. They help you to spot trends quickly, compare values visually, and also build simple dashboards. Instead of reading numbers, you see the story behind those numbers. We have also data bars inside the cell proportional to the value. What this means is the larger data has the longer bars. All right. So quickly to showcase how that works, I'm going to grab a table and paste on Excel and show us how to actually add data bars on Excel. So quickly, I'll be showing us how that works. So I've copied the table Control C. I'm going to paste that using Control V. All right. So to showcase how these bars actually work, you can see I've pasted this. Let me zoom in a bit so that this is easy to see. All right. So now I've copied. Let's say this is sales, the sales that were made, and I have 100, 500, and 1000, and I want to show that bar for each of those sales. So I can do that by just simply highlighting the cells I want to do conditional formatting for. I will go to data bars and I choose the color I want and I click. So we can see here clearly that the larger bars has larger values. Sorry, has the longer bars. So this is how to actually do that, and you can see this can also be used to build dashboards and make your reports to be visually appealing. Okay, so next we also be looking at how to do color scales in Excel. So in color scales, low values will have light color, medium color, and high values will have a darker color. All right. So to also showcase how that works, I'm gonna grab this particular table and also drop on Excel. And task here will be for us to actually add color scales to the data we just copied. So I'm going to drop off an Excel using Control V, and I'm going to conditional formatting. I'm going to highlight the values I want to format. I'll go to color scales, and then I'll choose this first one. So here we can see that 20 means they're not doing well, and 100, the higher, the highest one has a green color, it has a light green, and it goes down to the right, the lowest having just a red color. We can also have other couple of options that you can choose from. You can actually maybe change this color scales maybe to another color. Maybe you want the highest to be blue, you can choose this. So I have options to select from depending on what you want to actually achieve. Okay, so the next thing we are looking at is icon sets. Okay, icon sets is also a very good way of actually showcasing data visually and make it visually appealing and to make your data to tell stories. Right, so to showcase how that works, I'm going to quickly grab some data, I'll paste on Excel, then we'll try to apply some icon sets so that we'll see how that actually works. Okay, let me grab this particular table and drop on Excel, and then let's go to a conditional formatting. First of all, highlight the cells with values, conditional formatting, icon sets. So we can see that the median icons here has the arrow pointing sideways. The lowest had the arrow pointing downwards, and the highest value has the arrow pointing upwards. So that's how you can actually use icon set to actually tell a story about the data, so that when people just look at this data, they can be able to say, okay, oh, this is where we have the highest performing value, and maybe this is where we have the lowest performance. All right. So that's that for icon sets. One more thing we look at also have some workbook, maybe some things you can try just actually maybe learn more and understand how these conditional formatting works. So today we've talked about applying database, we've talked about color scales, we've also talked about applying icon sets in your data. All right, and these are things that really make sense. So before we finalize, we quickly do one more exercise so that a kind of a real world application. So I'm going to grab this table. This table has name, it has the value for sales, and also have value for score. And the task here is for us to apply database to sales. We apply color scales to scores, and we apply an icon sets to see score performance indicator. All right. So let's quickly dive into that. So I'm gonna try to draw this here. Remember data bars for sales and color scales for score. All right. So let's apply data bars to sales. I will highlight it. Come here, just what we did before. Data bars. I'll apply scales, and then the next one is score. All right. I'm gonna apply a color. So the first one we did was data bars, sorry. The second one is color and scales, alright? So I'm gonna try to use this. And then for this score, if you wanna also add icon sets, you can just come to icon sets, then put icons there. So this, you can see that quickly this is showing a very visually appealing table of the name, the sales that they made, and then the score. Right, so as you can see, you can agree with me that this is actually a very nice way to actually showcase your data. Okay, so I think that's it. So I encourage you to also practice more and actually understand how color scales, data bars, and also icons work in Excel. All right. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to use data bars for quick comparisons, apply color scales to show value ranges, and use icon sets for performance indicators, combine visual tools to build simple dashboard, and also interpret data visually without complex formulas. All right. Thank you.